is the way to a man's heart through his stomach. As simple as that. Fiji, is it?
Adam, good morning to our listeners. There is some truth in there, but I don't think that it is the complete truth. So first and foremost, I mean, there is a reason why. Okay, so let's look at, evolution of society. There was a time, society had been, or there was a time that society had been arranged or structured in such a way that the man goes out, goes to hustle, and then the woman takes care of the home. Even when she's doing some business, most often than not, depending on the nature of the society, the business was home. You understand? So the man comes home, and the woman is married purposely to help with procreation and management of the home. So you get to find out that, cooking was an integral part of the social setup. There should be food in the house. There should be food for the man. There should be food for the children. There should be food for his visitors.
That is the preserve of the woman.
That was the preserve of the woman. I mean, up until recently, men wouldn't go to the kitchen unless probably he wasn't married, or he's widowed, or his wife is not around. So you found out that the woman's role was, predominantly around the home.
But was that really the case, PG, especially so in an African setting, where women were going to the farm with their husbands?
Yes.
They were helping till the land.
Yes.
Even with babies saddled at their backs.
Yes.
And all that. I don't think that women were just staying at home for the men to go do all that, bring it for them to cook. They were very industrious as well.
Yes, it's true, but it's also society specific. Women were not going to fishing. So in fishing communities, that argument would.
Well, they were still at the shores receiving the fishes.
Well, that's true.
And smoking them.
That's true, but ultimately
and selling them.
Yes, but ultimately, that didn't remove the fact that ultimately, when they came home, the man wouldn't help. Exactly. So when they come home, it was their responsibility to make sure that the home is taken care of, food is available.
So women
and all
did
of that.
more than men.
Oh, really? Do we have to go there?
Exactly. What he's saying
let him finish.
What he's saying is very true, but we are looking at two different contexts. There's the Western context, where in the Western society, the wife was supposed to be a stay-at-home mom. In our African context, the reason why the man had multiple wives was that if he wants to expand his farms, he needs more hands.
Wow.
And you can only rely or trust your spouse.
So
he takes an extra. They'll steal. So they will take an extra wife. And what they do is that they split the farms to their wives. So when the farming season starts, he goes with you to cultivate your farm, goes with the other one to cultivate. Now you take care of your farm. At the end of the harvesting period, he goes to help sell your produce and uses it to take care of you and your children.
But let me
just finish and then I'll come to Kofi.
Yes. So, I mean, let's not even get into all of that. But the point I was making is that ultimately it was a preserve of the women, to make sure that there was, so knowing how to cook and being good at it, and the whole garnishing, serving the food, it's a whole art. So it was an integral part of
the culture,
winning a man's heart and then getting married. Now we are in a new generation. And back
then, you can tell that the men really appreciated
that. Yes, they really did. They really did.
Oh, so now we don't.
They really did, but now we are in a different era where both of us are putting in the same hours. And there is a conversation, a rapidly growing and expanding conversation of men being domesticated and then helping at home. Technology has also made it possible for people to be married and still not live together. So they are in different places. So somebody is married, he works in Takrade, and the wife is also in Accra. So you get to find out that there are now a lot more reason that may make a man not focus on food, because you get up in the morning, by 5:30 you are in traffic. Sometimes you get to the office, before you get to it, you call your driver or you call your cleaner or somebody in the office, actually go and get me some wachi.
Cocoa.
The wachi or the cocoa will be ready by the time you go there. In the afternoon, probably your work gives you lunch, or your hustle will take you to a place where you eat. So most often than not, the only time you probably eat in the house is in the evening.
On weekends.
On weekends. So then
in the
most
evening,
people
you stop eating.
Exactly.
You get to the Middle Ages and you start
Exactly.
growing in the
so
middle.
now a lot more people are not putting the emphasis on that. I mean, people get into a fight and they refuse to eat their spouse's food. I grew up in a home where even if you saw my father's face somewhere, my mother's face somewhere, and you could read in between the line that there's a problem, my father will always eat at home consistently. You understand? But now, small problem, oh boy won't eat wifey's food for like a whole month. You understand? Because it tells you that people are not looking for so many things in a woman beyond your ability to cook, beyond your ability to be homely. Because ultimately the bills would have to be paid, the school fees would have to be paid, and cooking and being homely won't help. So a lot more men are now interested in women who are industrious, women who are able to bring something financially. At the end of the day, if we can't even sit home and cook, we can still order some food. And now that is why the delivery service, the food service is like through the roof. Exactly. So that, if you look at all the circumstances and experience around, you get to find out that food may not so play so much role. Oh, final thing though, you get to find out that most men who have extra side pieces, their girlfriends are not even cooking for them.
They don't even know how to.
They don't even know how to cook, but they are falling in love left, right, and then doing stuff.
So
it's not always the thing, though it may influence some decision, but it is not a thing now in the 21st century.
I will go around.